India-Pakistan military tensions have reached boiling point after the Kashmir attack. Now the investigation is revealing a Chinese role as well. Pakistan-trained extremists behind the brutal attack are suspected to have employed banned Chinese apps and satellite-based devices to communicate with their handlers sitting inside Pakistan. The attack, in which 26 individuals lost their lives, most of them Hindu tourists, has now assumed a cross-border technology-based nature that could snowball into a bigger national security concern for India. The Pahalgam attackers employed Chinese communication platforms and encrypted technology, even though these tools have been banned in India after the 2020 Galwan Valley clashes. Investigators have now recovered a Chinese-made satellite phone from the vicinity of the attack believed to have been used by the extremists. The National Investigation Agency, now probing this case, is digging deeper into this China angle. An Economic Times report has identified the satellite phone brand as Huawei, a Chinese telecommunications giant which is already banned in India. Authorities believe that these satellite-based phones were smuggled into India from Pakistan or via some other foreign country. What makes these phones particularly dangerous is that they can bypass Indian telecom networks entirely. They talk directly to satellites without the need for local mobile phone towers, making it much harder to monitor them or track them. Huawei's satellite-capable smartphones include the Mate 60 Pro, P60 series and Nova 11 Ultra, all designed to link up with China's Tiantong-1 satellite network. According to Business Today, these devices come equipped with built-in satellite antenna, specialized chips, and rely on China Telecom's SIM cards and subscriptions. They can even send low-bandwidth voice and text messages even from areas with no cellular coverage, making them ideal for such covert operations. These phones can utilize non-terrestrial networks like Iridium to bypass Indian surveillance systems. These phones also have top-of-the-line security features, end-to-end encryption, burst transmitters that transmit data in milliseconds, frequency hopping to remain undetected, and steganography, which conceals messages in seemingly harmless files like images and videos. This renders Chinese technology not only a tactical edge for these extremists, but a strategic headache for Indian intelligence agencies. The employment of Chinese technology by Pakistani-backed terror outfits is not a new trend. In the last few years, multiple intelligence inputs have surfaced which point out that the terrorists are increasingly using Chinese mobile phones, accessories and apps to coordinate and carry out such attacks. These Chinese goods are favored by such terror groups because they are frequently cheaper than their Western counterparts, easily found everywhere, and full of privacy tools that can be manipulated. Most Chinese applications include sophisticated encryption methods, server anonymization, and even anonymous access that makes it highly impossible for Indian authorities to intercept or track messages. Moreover, ongoing fears are raised regarding backdoors in Chinese products, hardware as well as software. Such weakness might make it possible for unauthorized access by the manufacturers or even Chinese intelligence services. In February, the Indian government made a significant decision to cancel 3 deals for the purchase of 400 logistics drones for the Indian Army, as reported by the Times of India. This extreme measure follows incidents of hacking with drones that had Chinese components and were flying in the vicinity of sensitive border locations. This government crackdown is mainly against domestic private sector companies which had provided drones which included Chinese components or software codes. A defense source informed TOI that the government is now attempting to lay down a stringent mechanism to see that all military drones being inducted into the service are 100% Chinese electronics and code free. This move is a significant change in India's defense procurement policy and is a strong message to local vendors. Any compromise in supply chain security, particularly with adversarial countries, will not be accepted. While all this was going on, China again used its diplomatic muscle in Pakistan's favor. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi addressed Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar and reiterated support for Islamabad's appeal for an impartial investigation into the Pahalgam attack. Wang, according to China's Xinhua news agency, said, "As an ironclad friend and an all-weather strategic cooperative partner, China fully understands Pakistan's legitimate security concerns and supports Pakistan in safeguarding its sovereignty. China calls for a rapid and objective investigation and is of the view that conflict is not in the core interest of India or Pakistan, nor in regional peace and stability." Unquote. Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed the appeal on social media, saying China rebuffed India's unilateral and illegal moves, along with its unfounded propaganda against Pakistan. But only a few days ago, on the 23rd of April, China had strongly condemned the Pahalgam attack, saying, "We strongly condemn the attack. China firmly opposes all forms of terrorism," declared Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun. But maybe the CCP should first explain how Chinese technology is being used by terror organizations based in Pakistan to disrupt life in Kashmir. This diplomatic tightrope walking reveals the hypocrisy in China's public stance, condemning terror in theory while providing strategic and technological aid to a nation that continues to harbor and support such terror organizations. Irrespective of getting support from China, Pakistan has been slammed by the United Nations Security Council for the Pahalgam terror attack. UNSC asked tough questions to Pakistan over the involvement of LET in the Pahalgam attack. Now, while India has presented clear evidence of cross-border links to the attack in Kashmir, directly pointing fingers at Pakistan, not just the UNSC, but global leaders including from Russia, United States, Italy and Japan have all come in support of India in its fight against terror. Without any delay, India has taken diplomatic measures to show Pakistan where it stands.
The Indus Waters Treaty of 1960 will be held in abeyance.
India will identify, punish every terrorist.
The alleged deployment of Chinese technology in the Pahalgam attack is a new frontier in India's hybrid war. It's no longer a question of guns and grenades. With end-to-end encrypted Chinese apps, stealth satellite phones, and hacking compromised drone parts, the battlefield has now moved into cyberspace and orbit. As Indian authorities trace the tech trail of Pahalgam massacre, this much is certain: the security threat from Pakistan is now intertwined with China's technology ecosystem. For India, counter-terrorism will increasingly require not only boots on the ground, but firewalls in the sky. Are you surprised by news of a Chinese role behind the Pahalgam attack? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.